Welcome to CoinBook. My name is Calvin Waite, and I'm a professional crypto trader. So I just became the Chief Investment Officer for Humble Financial. And the neat thing about that is that now all of the trading strategies that I've developed and created bots for, you can now subscribe to those, and I'll put a link in the description in case you're interested. It's only for people outside of the United States, just because of regulatory reasons. But I will continue to keep doing YouTube videos and teaching people how to trade. And so nothing will really change on the CoinBook channel, but pretty cool that that's now an option. Well, I hope everybody had a good weekend. Bitcoin is very interesting right now. We did bounce really hard right before the weekend ended and pulled back a little bit. Today we're showing a little bit more strength, so our little swing upwards has not lost any momentum. I think we might be getting close though, because this is likely a rejection point. We still have 7.5 hours on this candle, but if you can see, there is a wick that made it all the way up to this line. This line is the same one that we have been following ever since the beginning of this run, which was around 11,000. So this is our exponential moving line that just follows the price of Bitcoin. It went all the way through. We fell below it, then we crossed above it, and then we had a giant candle to fall below it, and now we've got 4 candles below. With today's candle touching and getting rejected, this is going to be a little bit of a decision maker for us. I'm still bearish on Bitcoin, and it's because of this structure here. If we can find this level as support or break this top line, then we'll be back into bull zone. But yeah, we are. I think we're definitely in for a little bit more correction. This isn't going to just resolve itself really quickly. You might be pointing at this low down here as support off of the 50-day moving average, and it might, but we'll see what happens. I feel like there will be a squeeze between these for sure, so we might oscillate in the vicinity of 33,000 or something. One thing to take note of though is that this is definitely an established swing low, so this bottom point right here will play a role somewhere along the line. So whether it's connecting the dots to this line or if it's connecting these lines in a downward channel, this point is going to be important. So we'll be watching to see what forms as a result of this. So for our total market cap in Bitcoin, we did an awesome move 2 days ago and launched up through this long-term resistance. We pulled up pretty high, and now we're getting rejected. So today's a red day, but we'll see what happens with this. I'd really like to see if we can hold this line at 10.4 million Bitcoin. What's interesting about this turnaround, it seemed like it happened pretty suddenly. It looks pretty dramatic because we had such a large green candle, and now we're seeing such a large red candle. And so zooming out, if I look over, you can tell that there's this range at 11 million Bitcoin. That there have been some interactions. You can see support here, and then, support, and then it broke. There's also another one in the neighborhood right here, and now there's a resistance point in the neighborhood. So as we zoom out, there's a support right here. So there's actually another line. It's just really close. And what I speculate is that it came from here. This is way back at the beginning, so this is back in 2017. what I'm speculating is that this line began probably this low started a pretty good pivot point. So let's put that on and we'll just kind of see how it ends up playing a role. So if we just pop that on, we can see it being important here, here, here. Let's see. It became support here. It was support here like we saw. Interesting exchange right there. This was definitely our high during this period. This is February of 2020. Yeah, so this is a pretty significant line. Just couldn't see it. And then it was nearly our rejection here. It was a little bit removed. It scooted up here because of recent trading history. But yeah, looks like these two lines have created quite a range. So it becomes more obvious why this became a kind of a turning point a little bit. But breaking above this with so much momentum, I have high hopes. Hopefully we can stay in this range. If we can stay in this range, we're in great shape. We're kind of in good shape either way because we've done so well. This alt season has created such a great momentum move that it would be pretty natural to have a recovery in alts, to have them kind of relax a little bit. But more than likely, whatever swing low comes out in the future, it will most likely be higher than this, which shows a trend momentum change. So if we get a low and then a higher low, we do have the right momentum happening for a continuation of alt season. So we're great. We're fine to have a break even for a couple of weeks. But if we can keep our numbers nice and high, we'll still be in for a good run. Hey Calvin, do you have any examples of someone hodling through the ups and downs, through the hard times, where your friends and family are like concerned for your well-being? Well, we've got some alts to talk about today. Well, yeah, that was a pretty obvious trade right there with Ethereum. I was like, well, probably with this weekend we'll see a pretty good run, and my target was about 0.041 Bitcoin or something. That was about right here. We definitely blew past that. Boy, once Ethereum gets going, there's a lot of momentum there. And interesting that, where did we get rejected? The biggest trend line out there. It is the 200-week moving average. If I go to a weekly chart, it'll actually, you can kind of see. So this is the 50-month moving average. But you can see we shot right up to that 200-week, and we are retracing a little bit. I don't know. Will the 50-month hold us? It might. You never know. It's not uncommon for us to have a giant move, and then we could retrace anywhere along this wick. So this wick is 0.0405, but it could go all the way down to this line at 0.037, something like that. So as long as we can give ourselves a little more time, I don't want to like go immediately back down because that would not be great. But looks like we've got some pretty good support. The weekly chart looks pretty awesome. This is quite a huge move over the past year or so. So anyway, Ethereum was awesome. Quite a nice trade so far on that. I've got one solid position that I'm holding on to through all of this, which is nice. Litecoin, something interesting that has happened. We would have expected, if Litecoin was in a bear trend, we would have expected a rejection at this point right here. And we started one right here. I guess I can zoom in a little more. we would have expected a rejection at this point and a continuation down. And we started one here, but on the 23rd, we broke through it. So we slipped past this, which creates a channel. So now we are in a channel, and we are waiting to see if we have the strength to get above this. We'll see how it goes. It'd be really nice to see Litecoin turn around and have some good momentum. But because of this slip here, we are definitely not we're not just absolutely rejecting and expecting new lows. We are now expecting a little bit more of a sideways action. So we'll see how it consolidates. I finally did enter a Tron position, so that's it just took so long for this to kind of round out that we'll go ahead and give it a chance. Ethereum Classic is just absolutely killing me. Look at this thing. We have been in a red zone for so long, and we have attempted, like back here we attempted a few times, but then it's just been solid red. Even though we've wicked through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and now 19 times. We have wicked through the 50-day moving average 19 times. It is insane. Like, this 50 feels indestructible. But what does that tell you? That means there is so much energy building up under this. When we finally break above this, we are going to launch. Ethereum Classic is going to be a heck of a good trade very soon. This consolidation, kind of a springboard, it gave us enough energy to go up and test. We're getting rejected today, but we're kind of everything's getting rejected today. We're about down 5% on all alts across the board just because Bitcoin's doing a pretty good rally. But I don't think Bitcoin will be sustained, and we'll probably have a pretty good green day tomorrow for alts. But that's okay. So we're kind of pulling back, finding support on this line here. We have a very significant line right here. So if we need to pull back before one more run, I really think we're there. We've just got to be breaking this within a couple of days. So when that breaks, it's going to be fireworks on Ethereum, which will be really fun. A lot of these are cooling off, so like Link had an awesome day, and now we're kind of pulling back. But that's fine. That's okay to do this, because every time we reestablish our resistance points as support, it's just signs of continuation. So those are all good. The one that is well, so I guess Decred is just doing its thing, just slowly marching up. It's been really steady. But even though a lot of these have negative 6% on them, they all still look really good. Like the trend is still very strong on a lot of these. So, but the one that kind of surprised me today, of course, was Horizon. So I told you about my crappy trade getting in around here. But man, look at this thing. I had a target at 100,000 Satoshis for quite a while, ever since back here. And lo and behold, there it is. It is there. So we found support on the 100-week moving average, and we're just jumping. So pretty unusual. The rest of the market is just doing its thing. So we'll catch and see what other highlights we can find. But I'm betting tomorrow we'll have a green day, and we'll see Bitcoin relax a little bit, and we'll go from there.
Okay, it is time to separate the CoinBook trolls from the CoinBook fans. So, these are the magnificent t-shirts that we are giving away every Friday. These are individually packaged with love from your best friends, China. There's also this incredible option designed by yours truly, and we'll be giving away probably one or two of these every Friday to just a random comment on any of the videos over the past week. But, and I don't blame you, if you absolutely cannot live without one of these shirts, I am willing to part with them for $15 worth of your favorite crypto. Just reach out to me on social media and we'll get you guys hooked up.